Started recording. Thank you. Say good afternoon, friends, and we have completed in the last class illustration number 4. We have before us 4 more items. Say now it is illustration number 5. Correct the following errors found in the books of Mr. Dutt. The trial balance was out by rupees 495 excess credit. The difference thus has been posted to a suspense account. There is an amount of rupees 100 was received from Mr. D. Das on 31st of December 2020 has been omitted to enter in the cash book. The total of returns inward book for December has been cast 100 short. Purchase of an office table costing 300 has been passed through purchases day book. 375 paid for wages to workmen for making showcases has been charged to wages account. A purchase of 67 has been posted to the trade payables account as 60. A check for rupees 200 received from PC Joshi has been dishonored and was passed to the debit of allowances account. Rupees 100 paid for the purchase of motor vehicle for Mr. Dutt has been charged to miscellaneous expenses account. Goods amounting to rupees 100 has been returned by a customer. One was taken into inventory, but no entry in respect thereof was made in the books. A sale of rupees 200 to Singh and Company was wrongly credited to their account. End was correctly made in sales book. The trial balance was out by 493 excess credit. That means your suspense account is showing a debit balance. How come? We have found that the trial balance is excess credit by 493. Suspense account will be opened in the side in which there is a shortage. Therefore, suspense account will show debit. So the total of debit and total of credit is 10,493. Total is some 10,493 short. Suspense account will be opened this way. Correct? Are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
An amount of rupees 100 received from D. Das on 31st of December has been omitted to enter in the cash book. See, as a chartered accountant, I am not in a position to understand that this is a mistake by itself. Reason, why should I not accept this as an error? You cannot commit any mistake on a cash book, my dear. Why? Because a cash book will normally be verified regarding the physical balance and the book balance. This is going to be a control for any person for that matter. Correct? How could a money had just come and not entered in the books, which will be indicating that there is a fraudulent intention the person is having? Correct? I have received the money not accounted would mean what is your intention? See, as a chartered accountant, we are not in a position to accept this as a mistake. This is a fraud. What is the difference between a fraud and an error? In contract act, you will be learning. Now itself, I am telling you, the suspense is getting released. Error is accidental error. Intentional error is fraud. When your ma'am is just handling, there you can tell what is the difference between error and the fraud. Intentional error is fraud. Correct? Here, I will not accept this as a mistake at all. But anyway, they have just conveyed it as error. So that means your book balance and the physical balance did not checked up at regular intervals. What is a mistake? What is the entry you have to pass? You have to debit cash. Credit is to be given to D Das. This is a complete omission. So you cannot take this as an item of example and quote in any other place. This is a wrong example that they have given. In a cash book, you cannot have complete omission. But anyway, whatever they have given, we will accept. Debit cash, credit D Das. 100. You can never have a forgetting error like this, because daily, as a matter of routine, we got to check, cross verify and go. Today, I'm supposed to go to a bank audit at Gumidi. Yesterday, I was about to go to Arakonam. I have sent my articles person, my assistant. The first thing I have asked him to check is cash book. It is a bank, Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank. What is that? Our basic thing. I will go and check whether the physical cash and the book cash are matching. That's the first thing that we do. You can never compromise on integrity, my dear. You can never compromise on integrity. Koncham adjust pannunga. Nothing doing on integrity. Integrity is not a negotiating material at all. That is the reason, that's why I'm telling. This is not an appropriate example. So, at a later point of time, sir, in that problem it had happened. Here itself I'm telling you, it should not have happened. You don't quote this as an example at all. Wrong precedence. There is omission of an entry in the cash book, either on the receipt side or on the payment side. I will accept that a person forgetting to record an expenditure, but he had affected the expenditure. That I will accept as, that is all acceptable. But receipt not accounted. It is something like this way. You understand, in your house you are purchasing newspaper, correct? Your servant maid is given the authority to collect and put it into the old newspaper person who is coming on the road. So you tell your sell it off and report the cash. You have just gone. She had put that for the old newspaper man. He pocketed and gone. Next day morning, without yourself asking when she is reporting, it is understandable. She had forgotten. Right? Only after 3-4 days of you asking, then a person is doing, I have forgotten means, how will you take it? How will you take it? Will you take it okay, forgetting only? What is the problem? Forgetting is a sort of an boon given by Almighty, because some teacher had conveyed this. If you start remembering all this from your childhood times, you will never have a friend in your life. You will never live in peace, even at home also. You have not put that mango on that day. Not tallying. 16 mangoes you have given in this to my younger brother, but you have given only 12 to me. We will start fighting. Correct? No. I'm telling what has happened in my life. We normally, my grandmother will never buy 1 or 2 mangoes. I'll tell you, her approach itself is different. She will buy basket of mangoes. Days when people used to, hawkers will be just on the road, they'll be selling. She will call. She will ask 1 or 2 dozen and say, how much is that full basket? She will buy only that. I'll tell you that why she buys. 2 minutes outside our scope only. I'm telling you. Those days we never had this fridge and never storage facility. We never had. So excess food, what is that you will do? Huh? Excess food. Say we used to have beggars who will come only in the night. They call themselves as Rapichai. They will be living in your neighborhood only. They will cover their face. They will come only in the night. So it gives the sort of impression that they have some dignity in showing their face. That is, they have some dignity. They don't want to show the face. So when food is getting prepared, when some beggar is coming, my grandmother will not say, no, don't come, come later. She will never tell. Okay, come, take mango and just go. I asked her, why so much? And she knows how to ripen it, even if it is not fully ripened. So in my uncle's side and all that, in the house itself, it will be there. In Chennai, the tree was just only growing. Later on, it yielded. But why I am telling is that there is no question of any compromise on this sort of past mistakes, especially error. And she used to tell this story. God has given good bone to forget about all this. Otherwise, we will always be fighting. But on to the receipt of money, if you say that you have forgotten, then people will be doubtful about your integrity. Correct? No. See, I have spent this, but I have forgotten to account. So what will happen? That will be reminding to me my physical cash and book cash not agreeing. Book cash will be greater. Physical cash is lower because I have spent but I have not accounted. So it will make me to think what is that I have not accounted, I will account. Similarly, when cash is in excess, but I have not accounted my receipt, there also our mind will work. It so happened in my workplace. The place I worked, it was not in the form of cash, but in the form of television. I was working for a television company, Onida company. One excess TV was there. In one of the days, 1,000 rupees was extra excess we had. So can you just say 1,000 rupees? Oh, excess, we can put it in go. No, don't do that. Put it in 1,000 rupees excess. Someday, some of your customer who had taken money had taken 1,000 rupees less. He will report. Are you understanding? On to the cash book, you can never have that. That is the biggest thing. You are exposing your integrity like that. So therefore, I'm just making this much of hype because at a later point of time, you cannot quote this as the base for some other item. So therefore, this item is a mistake totally. It is a fraud, but has been omitted to enter in the cash book. This can never happen, but it has happened. So we have passed journal entry. That's it. Next, the total of returns inward book has been cast under, there is cast short 100. Return inwards book. What is your returns inwards book will show debit balance, credit balance, debit balance, debit short. So what is the remedy for debit short? Now debit, return inwards 100. Will this affect the agreement of trial balance? Yes. Credit suspense 100. Correct? No. All of you, Sanjana, Soumya, and Manimala.
Yes, sir.
Are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Are
Yes,
you
sir.
following?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Item number C. The purchase of an office table costing rupees 300 has been passed through purchases day book. What sort of error it is? Principal error. Instead of capitalizing, instead of taking it under furniture, it was taken under purchases. Debit furniture credit purchase day book. There is credit purchases. Are you clear? Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So rupees 375 paid for wages to workmen for making showcases has been charged to wages account. Once again, principal error. Debit furniture showcases are all coming under furniture head only, and credit should be given to wages 375. This will not be affecting the agreement of trial balance at all. A purchase of rupees 367 has been posted to trade payables account as rupees 60. So what sort of mistake it is? Will this affect the agreement of trial balance? Will you be using the suspense account while you rectify? Answer to this question is yes, it is a posting error. How do you know that it is a posting error? Sir, we will take it up, sir. This is a credit purchases. We will debit to purchases. Credit will be given to suppliers account as 67. Instead of this figure to be posted in suppliers account at 67, the credit, they have been posted to trade payables account 60. They did not report any mistake regarding the account, and the side they have reported only a mistake on the amount side. So instead of 67, it is 60. So therefore, it is a posting error. Amount is wrong. Credited to trade payables short by rupees 7. Suppliers account short credit. What is the remedy for short credit? Credit. It will affect the agreement of trial balance. Credit payables 7 and debit to suspense account 7. Are you understanding? Next one, a check for rupees 200 received from PC Joshi has been dishonored and was passed to the debit of allowance. This is only a principal error. They did not know that PC Joshi's account should be debited. They are debited to allowances account, which is not at all required. So credit should be given to allowances and debit should be given to PC Joshi. This is not going to affect the agreement of trial balance. Are you understanding?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Rupees 100 paid for the purchase of motorcycle for Mr. Dutt has been charged to miscellaneous account, and this is a mistake that happened. So amount paid for purchase of motor vehicle for Mr. Dutt What is the sort of mistake that they have committed? Yes. Aravind, what is the mistake that they have committed? And I would like all of you to take up this matter for discussion. Come on. For item number G, the highlighted one. Come on. Because highlighted one, you will take it up. Why? How do you say it is a drawings account? Is it not an asset for the business? Where is it? They have used the term personal. Super. So the question is given very clearly that the motorcycle is for the personal use of that, even though they are not using the term the personal use of Mr. Dutt. Had it been for the company and for the business, they could have very well conveyed it as 1,000 paid for the purchase of motorcycle. There they would have dropped. Because of the fact that they have used the term as for Mr. Dutt, we should consider that it is for his personal use and they should have debited to drawings account, whereas they have debited this to miscellaneous expenses. This would not have affected the agreement of trial balance and it is a principal error. Principal error. What did you tell? Original entry. Principal error. So debit drawings, because they did not differentiate between a personal drawing and business expenditure. That is not a matter. See, whether you classify it that or this, rectification entry is a matter. Now, let us just take up the next one. Are you clear? Sanjana, Panimala, Soumya, Shreya are all
Yes, sir.
clear? Right. So, goods amounting to rupees 100 has been returned by customer and were taken into inventory. No entry in respect of this was made into the books of accounts. Complete omission. This will not affect the agreement of trial balance. Goods returned by a customer. So it is a sales returns, debit sales returns, that is return inwards, credit customer, 100, a sale of rupees 200 to Singh and Company was wrongly credited to their account. Entry was correctly made in the sales day book. Despite an item entered into the sales day book, this did not go to the debit of Singh and Company. This had gone wrongly to the credit of Singh and Company. For a debit to be given, you have to debit. For a wrong credit that you have given, you got to debit. So twice you got to debit Singh and Company, and this will be affecting the agreement of trial balance, and you got to use suspense account. Debit Singh and Company, credit suspense account. Are you clear? For twice the sum.
Yes, sir.
Soumya?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now we are expected to identify that suspense account was used. Here we have used. Here we have used. Here we have used. Suspense account is automatically agreeing. $493. Two. By Singh and Company, 400. So with that, suspense account is automatically agreeing. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
5 out of 8 we have solved. 3 you got to solve. At this moment, I would like to take a new topic. That being, because we have before us close to an hour only. When we start solving that, the remaining portion we will not be in a position to take up on to bank reconciliation statement. So therefore, I would like you people to solve the remaining 3 problems, problem 6, 7 and 8. It is not that I will not solve, but I am just giving a priority. I am overtaking this for a simple reason, as I told you, that fewer number of problems from my side, you can solve entire bank reconciliation statement of your own. Any number of problem you can solve easily. And there is a new student. She would not have just attended to the rectification. So for bank reconciliation statement, it will be a nice introduction. Shall we proceed?
Okay, sir.
Yes, sir.
Bank reconciliation statement. What do you mean by bank reconciliation statement? Why it is to be prepared? I would like to hear from Aravind. Repeat, come again. Bank column of the cash book and all that you don't have to tell. Cash book. That's it. You don't have to go into greater detail. Now you tell. Purpose. Still, I'm not very. Still, you can make a better understanding. Physical difference. He did not say, I did not approve whatever he said. Yes, Manimala, you tell what you understand from bank reconciliation statement.
So to identify the difference between cash book and passbook.
Why we should identify the difference between cash book and the passbook? Yes, Soumya, can you help all others to find out why there should be a reconciliation statement to be prepared? Soumya?
Yes, sir.
Are you there? Come on.
Sir, can you please repeat the question again?
Oh. What do you understand from bank reconciliation statement?
Uh, Sir, it is a summary of sorry. It is a summary of business activity that reconciles financial details. That reconciles financial details.
How about Sanjana?
Sir, to reconcile the differences between the bank passbook and the bank column of cash book.
So I am not satisfied with any of your answers. Sorry to say. But yet, you can tell me as whether you are satisfied with my reply or not. Say, a banker cannot act like you. In the sense that a customer who is giving you a check and you are depositing with a bank. Bank will send it for collection before it is credited to your account. Say, I will take a live case this way. Shreya's mom gave a check for the fees. And I took and kept it in a book. That's it, I have forgotten. We were searching. One day we will get it okay. And her mom asked, why is that you are not deposited? I did not tell. One day it was there in Sahasranama book. Then we have picked up and deposited. So there some delay caused in my side to deposit. Bankers normally take a day or two to offer credit. Correct? A day or two to offer credit. Similarly, the checks that you issue, the supplier will take his own time to deposit, like how I cost delay. Banker will cost delay. In our books of accounts, when the instrument is deposited, we will record it as if money got credited to our account. But it will take some amount of time to actually get the credit. Similarly, when checks were issued, we will record it as if the amount is paid. It will take some amount of time to effect the payment. This is an old concept. Presently, what is happening now? Many of them are transferring it instantly. What do you mean by that? If I have to pay to Arabin, he will be in my list of vendors from whom I am buying. So whenever I have to effect payment, I will go to the net banking and I will punch and pay. There is no question of I am giving one instrument to you. You depositing with the bank and bank is taking time. Now the system itself had undergone a very big change. Very big change. People who want to deposit, what is that they say? Look into the flyer, look into the account number, pay the amount, matter over. That is a question of delay. The deposit, next moment I am getting credit. This is an old concept. What is that? Check deposited, but not credited. Checks issued, but not debited. These are all old fashion. Now let me honestly tell, in 2017, the checkbook what I have got, I have not exhausted at all. Why? Online only we effect the payment. Nobody wants a check to be given. That is what I was just looking. Oh, check transaction people are just doing. See, we have forgotten to remember our account to deposit into our bank account. I have forgotten my bank account number because we never do that. Customers directly pay, we directly pay. But we can't be writing under examination condition. This chapter has become outdated. We have got to write. You got to go back to the original system. Say this undercasting and all that is nowhere possible in rectification of errors. Reason is that everything is computerized. There is no question of undercasting and overcasting. So those errors that we are talking about were all manual errors. No longer you have it. But you can't write under examination condition. It is not possible. So I will not write. So I'm talking something pragmatic and how you got to attack. Now you understand one important thing. In your cash book, you record the receipt of check. There is issuance of check as if money had come into the system, money had gone out of the system, but there is going to be a latent delay. What is apparent in your book as money had just come, money had just gone, but what is happening latently with some delay. Therefore, at a point of time when your books of accounts is showing so much of balance with the bank is reporting a different figure. We want to know what is the cause for the difference between the two. There can only be two causes. No other cause we will accept. What are the two causes? There can only be two causes. One, checks that we have deposited not credited before the end of the accounting year, that got credited in the following accounting year. Checks that we have issued during the current period which we have recorded in our cash book got presented in the following financial year. Only two. We wanted to ensure that the difference is occurring, the differences are occurring only on account of these 2 points and nothing else. Just to add one more, I can take up one more cause could be the case. What could be that? An error committed by a banker could be the third cause, and nothing else you can have in a bank reconciliation statement. You can't be telling I have omitted to record in my cash book. That means it is your mistake that you got to rectify in your books of accounts. Undercasting in your cash book, overcasting in your cash book, it is a mistake. And 2 times you have recorded in your cash book, failed to record. These are all mistakes. These are not reconciliation items. Only 3 items you can have. What are the 3 items? Checks deposited but not credited. Checks issued but not presented. Any mistake committed by the banker, you cannot rectify on behalf of a banker. So you can only pressurize him to rectify that mistake. Somebody's figure got credited to your account. Somebody's amount they have debited to our account. These 2 items can only be persuaded and you can get them rectified. But that is an exceptional thing. There can only be 2 normal things can occur. That is can find place in BRS, bank reconciliation statement. One is checks deposited but not credited. Checks issued but not presented. There can only be 2 normal things. The rest of which baki sab bakwas. Baki sab, what is that? Bakwas. Ella chumma. So these are all prima facie looking like an bank reconciliation items. They are not really bank reconciliation items. They are all errors that you committed, which might appear to you as bank reconciliation item. However, having said that, you can't be just disputing under examination condition. No, this is rectification and all that. You got to give them the same status as that of a bank reconciliation item, and you got to do. Are you understanding, all of you? So in bank reconciliation statement, we wanted to give that assurance, give confidence, that the differences are owing to A, checks deposited but not credited before the end of the period, credited later. You should not get a feeling that they have not at all credited. They are credited, not credited before the end of the period, credited later. Checks issued but not presented before the end of the period. Debited later. Any mistakes committed by the banker. Rectified later. So bank reconciliation statement gives confidence that the differences are owing only to this. The rest of the differences are errors committed and yet to be rectified. Correct? There can only be two items on a global basis, on a macro basis. This and rest all errors only. That is the reason as why some of the problems will have. You rectified a cash book and then you got to prepare a bank reconciliation statement. Okay. Rest of the difference is errors committed and yet to be rectified. So therefore, bank reconciliation statement are of two types. Before rectification, then after rectification. Only one BRS. Here, adjusted cash book and BRS. What is that? Only one BRS. Here, adjusted cash book and BRS. Shall we proceed? Now, in the cash book, we will have two columns, one for check, the other one for cash. So from now on, whenever I am referring to cash book, it is only bank transaction. We just don't have to tell every time bank column and all that. Cash book means we will record check transactions, bank transactions there. In the cash book and in the passbook, this is banker's record. This is our records. Cash book is our record. Passbook is banker's record. Correct? All of you closely follow. If an item of entry made in debit side of cash book, where do you expect this A to be presented in passbook? Come on. Credit side. An item that is entered in the cash book will find place on the debit side of the passbook. An item which is placed on the credit side of the passbook is expected to find place here. An item which is placed in debit side here will find place here. An item which is placed here not having any entry. An item which is placed in item as F on the credit side of the book, not having entry in passbook. Similarly, an item G entered in the passbook, not finding place in cash book. An item which is H, which I find on the debit of passbook, not having corresponding entry in the cash book, will cause difference. I assume there is no casting error. Okay. So what really would cause difference between the cash book and the passbook will be on account of unmatched entries. What is that? Unmatched entries. A and A matched, B and B matched, C and C matched, D and D matched. So matched items will not cause any difference. Unmatched entries will cause difference. Agree? Right. Now, your bank reconciliation statement, you can start with cash book. That is balance as per cash book. It could be debit or credit. And you would be finding finally balance as per passbook, debit or credit. So you add a few items, you deduct few items. Okay. Correct. These are the ways through which you prepare bank reconciliation statement. So here balance as per cash book or passbook, debit or credit. Here also I will end up with balance as per cash book or passbook, debit or credit. It could be one of this. Correct. So the format could be in any form. There is no hard and fast rule that you should always start with cash book, end up with passbook. Similarly, there is no hard and fast rule that you should start from passbook, end up with cash book. No, you don't have any sort of format. But some items we will be adding and some items we will be deducting. On what basis you decide that it should be added or deducted, Shreya? Any ways through which you were learning about items to be added and to be deducted? How would you know that an item is to be added? On what basis you conclude that this adjustment has got to be deducted in reconciliation statement? I hope that I made the point right. Right. On what basis? Yes, Arvind, you say that it will be added or deducted. What is that? Say I'd been to a swimming class. I learned it in my village, but yet people said, no, you have to do a formal education, bang, cake, join. So, and we were just learning. It was very good. So learning it in a crude way and learning it through a personal trainer was very good. I just enjoyed it. Different strokes and all that. Likewise, there should be some formal learning process we should have. That is a point I want to tell you. Here, listen to me. For your life, you will learn reconciliation statement and you will know which items to add and which items to deduct, just like that. So close your eyes, you can tell how. This and all that I've just tried. Say I was just looking into the hands of the teacher and At one point of time, he will scratch the head. I will be just watching what is it he is doing. And he will not restore to the place where he stopped. He will take his hanky and do all this and come back once again. Appo, he should not use hand. Are you understanding? When hand is to be considered as the base, cash book, passbook, overdraft, what is this? See, we have this sort of thing. We used to get into this sort of thing. Favorable balance, cash book, passbook. Adverse, overdraft, or you call it out as a overdraft. Favorable cash book, debit balance. Same favorable for passbook credit, because for one man's asset, the other person's liability. Adverse credit, and here it is going to be debit. So I hope that people are very comfortable with this. Am I right? Say yes or no. So here
Yes, sir.
the entire play is going to be on debit and credit. All of you just watch out. No noting. Please give a close following of what I am just going to tell. So close your notebook. Just watch out from now on. So an item which is appearing on the debit side of the cash book with no entry in passbook, how will you call? An item which is finding place on the debit side of the cash book with no matching entry in the other book, how do you call? I am asking a question, you got to answer. See, adla book la onnu irukadu, notebook la onnu irukadu. You have to close all the books, notes, and participate and closely follow. See, when I am doing problem number 4, when you are doing the next exercise, no problem. That is all mathematics. But in accounting, you got to follow what I am telling. Come on. So when an item is appearing on the debit side of the cash book, for which you don't have matching entry in passbook, how do you call? How do you call?
Unrepresented debit or credit.
Unrepresented debit. It is not matching, no. Unrepresented. It has got no representative. Unrepresented debit. Correct. I am not really worried about whether it is a cash book or a passbook. I go only by the debit. Now you will be very smart to answer for this question. How do you call this F? Unrepresented credit. How will you call this H?
Unrepresented debit.
Very good. How will you call this? Right. Okay. Now I have made you to call these items unmatched entries in a particular way. Now please listen to this rule. This rule is going to be very, very simple. If you are feeling that you missed something in physics, we will learn that today or apply that in this class. What is that? Say when you take a magnet, when you bring it close to these two, it is not getting attracted. But when you take the opposite side and put it, it is attracting. What is that? Have you seen that principle? What is that principle? Same poles repel each other and opposite poles attract each other. Okay. Same principle only we are going to take. Whether it is a cash book or passbook, I'm not really worried. Cash book or passbook, I don't really worry. If my starting balance is debit, what items I will add? Now I will tell. I have to add unrepresented credits. Opposite poles attract, no. Repulsion is deduction. I will deduct unrepresented debits. That's it. The arrival balance is cash book or passbook. I'm not really worried. If it is positive, if this result is positive, opposite of this we will be writing. Correct? If this is turning out to be negative, opposite of, same of that we will take up. See, when it is debit, when it is positive, opposite of that we will be taking up. When this is turning out to be negative, we will take up the same balance here. And there ends the matter. You don't have to do what? This balancing act you need not do. This you can put it for any problem, it will work. You don't have to think whether the cash book balance is greater, passbook balance is lower. Therefore, you got to deduct to arrive at this. That sort of thinking you don't have to develop. You feel late. See, in mathematics, we say log b to the base a. When you have to do a common base. So, what is it we have said? Apdiye b. So, what is in the lower? You take a. That's it. No. Likewise, you don't think much. If you start with debit balance, what is it you should add? Whether it is in the cash book or passbook, I'm not really worried. What is that I will be deducting? I'm not really worried whether it is there in the cash book or in the passbook. Matter over. Come on, kindly just make note of this in your notebook. Now, I would say arrival of, that is teaching of reconciliation is over. Now you have got to only increase the balance. That's it. Come on, kindly just make note. Yeah, very much. Sound எல்லாம் கொடுக்குது. That's it. Come on. Have you made note of this?
Yes, sir.
From here you want to make note, no? Come on, kindly make note. If you're copied, please let me know. Then we will apply it in the problems. Now, having understood, it is your responsibility to apply this and say it is working or not. If it is not working, your understanding is poor. It is tried and tested. Now you can start applying it here. Shall we proceed?
Yes, sir.
So thereby, all items in reconciliation statement should either be coming as unrepresented debit or unrepresented credit. There ends the matter. This I am telling you out of experience only. See, now I've just given you the key. Any number of problems, whether it is your CBSE book or Gravel book, whatever may be the book that you have, you can check up. It will work. Now I will take up the case. Balance as per cash book. I am taking an example. Balance as per cash book. Unless otherwise stated, we will normally be taking it up as favorable. 10,400. In that, check deposited, but not credited. Rupees 2,000. Now let us take up this as an example. So your mind will tell, sir, it is to be added or to be deducted. Easy for you. Logically, we will speak. Technically, we will speak. Logically, what will happen and technically, what will happen? I'll tell you. Logically, there is no substitute for being logical. Even in mathematics, we say solve it rather than putting the number for a test and tick it off. But logically, you will feel confident, but it will take time. Because it takes time, you will be tired. When you are smart, what is that you can do? Substitute, tick it off, and finish it off. You will be working faster. You will not feel tired. Understood? So as you do many complicated problems, as you do, you will become tired. So now, logically, it will take time. You will become tired. When you use this shortcut, you will be working fast. Accuracy level will be very high, and you will not feel tired at all. Sorry that towards the end of the class, I am introducing this when you're already tired. So this learning is not going to burden you. So please understand this checks which got deposited is already included in this. In the passbook, this item would not have been credited. My passbook balance will be a reduced figure. So therefore I will reduce. Here what I will do is that, what is the balance? Debit or credit? Debit. Favorable balance debit. Checks deposited but not credited. In which book it is finding place? How do you call? In which book this entry is there? Cash book. How do you, whether you have a corresponding credit, corresponding entry in passbook? No. How do you call this item? Unrepresented debit. The place where I am finding this, which has got no representation, I got to call this as unrepresented debit. The side in which I am seeing that which has got no matching entry on the other side, I have to call that as unrepresented debit. I have this item on the debit side, unrepresented debit. Correct. So what is that I should do? Starting balance is debit. This is an unrepresented debit. What is that I should do? Deduct. Okay. Checks issued, but not presented. 2,900. What is that I should do? Checks issued but not presented. In which book you find this entry? In the cash book I am finding this entry. In which side of the cash book I am finding this as entry? Credit side. How do you call? Unrepresented credit. So your starting balance is debit. Unrepresented credit is opposite poles. You got to attract. So what is that you should do? Add. This is to be added and this is to be deducted. Yes, Sanjana, Soumya and Manimala, you got to confirm as whether you are following or not.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. See, now I will. Do you have anything to say? Okay. So standing instruction paid, that is subscription rupees 750. Standing instruction paid subscription 750. In which book this standing instruction is found? What do you mean by standing instruction? I am telling to my banker 750 rupees insurance premium you got to pay every 6 months. Don't ask me, please take it. In which book this item is found? Passbook. Which side of the passbook you find this? Debit side. How do you call this? Unrepresented debit. What is that you should do? Deduct. Matter simple. Then dividend credited to passbook 1000. In which side of the passbook you find this? Credit side. How do you call? Unrepresented credit. So what is your starting balance? Debit. What is that you should do? Add. Correct? Are you clear? That's it. Now I have made you to think and asked you to identify as whether these items are to be added or to be deducted. Now we will take up a problem. Illustration number 2. From the following particulars, prepare a bank reconciliation statement of Jindal Offset Limited. Balance as per cash book 2,40,000. Say when nothing is given, what is it you should understand? Payroll balance, that is debit balance. Okay. It is there in page number 17. Okay. Checks issued but not presented in the bank amounts to 1,36,000. Tell how do you call this item? All of you, in which book you find? How do you call? Come on, Shreya, tell. Found in cash book. On which side of the cash book? There are only two sides, so please be clear. So we are very fortunate that we are having only two. So tell. Huh? Credit side. So how do you call? Unrepresented credit. What is your starting balance? Debit balance. What is that you should do? Add or deduct? Add. The next. Checks deposited in bank but not cleared. Yes. Aravind. Unrepresented debit. What is that you should do? Deduct. Bank charges amounted to rupees 300. Sanjana, in which book you find this item?
Sir, in passbook.
Which side of the passbook?
Credit side.
Bank charges, is it an item of expenditure or income?
For the bank, it is income.
Are we doing this work for bank or for Jindal Offset Limited?
For Jindal Offset Limited.
So whether it is an item of expenditure or income?
So debit side of.
That is the reason as why I have asked you all this. Correct?
So credit side of it will be shown credit side of passbook.
Not correct. Bank charges will find place on the debit side of the passbook because it is an item of expenditure. Correct? That means we are not very clear about the items that will appear in the cash book and the passbook. Are you understanding what I'm telling? In
Yes,
the
sir.
passbook, on the debit side and on the credit side, all these items are payouts. These are all receipts. Correct? In the cash book, on the debit, all are receipts. And these are all payouts. Whether bank charges will be a payout or a receipt.
It is payout.
Payout. Which side of the passbook it will appear?
Debit side.
So how do you call unrepresented debit or unrepresented credit?
Unrepresented debit.
Debit. So your starting balance is debit. What is that I should do? I have to add or deduct?
Deduct.
Deduct. Right. Are you clear? What mistake you have committed? Can you just recall?
Yes, sir.
Right. Got it rectified? No.
Yes, sir.
Soumya and Manimala, are you understanding?
Yes, sir.
Soumya, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Next. Interest credited by bank amounts to rupees 1,250. Once again, I am asking this question to Sanjana because the last one she did not identify in the very first place. Correct. Come on. Interest credited by bank amounts to rupees 1,250. For Jindal Limited, is it a receipt or payout?
It is receipt.
Receipt. Which side of the cash book this item will appear?
Debit side.
What is this you are telling, my dear? So in the passbook, which side this item will appear?
Sorry, sir. Passbook credit side. I thought in cash.
Once again, you are committing mistake, my dear. So please be careful. 1,250 it will appear on the credit side of the cash passbook. You have to call this as unrepresented credit. What is that you should do when your starting balance is debit? What is that you should do? Add back. Am I right?
Yes, sir.
So your bank reconciliation statement is prepared and you are getting the answer 286,950. Are you getting it? You know what and all items you got to add and what and all items you got to deduct. Correct? Yes, Sanjana, are you clear?
Yes, sir.
Now, illustration number 2 over. Illustration number 3. On 31st of March 2019, the passbook of Namrata showed a balance of 1,50,000 to her credit, while balance as per cash book was 1,12,050. On scrutiny of two books, she ascertained the following causes of difference. Now, shall we start from passbook credit? Shall we? All of you.
Okay, sir.
From passbook, we can start. She issued a check amounting to rupees 80,000, of which only 32,000 was presented for payment. That means the remaining 48,000 not presented for payment. In which book this item will be appearing? In which book it will be appearing? Which will not have a matching entry in the other book. In which book this item will be appearing? Sanjana, are you there?
Yes, sir. It will be appearing in cash book.
Okay. So in which side of the cash book this item will appear? Mind that it was issued a check. It is a payout.
So on credit side, sir.
Huh?
Credit side of the cash book.
Very nice. How do you call?
Unrepresented credit.
Okay, your starting balance is credit. I'm not really worried whether it is a passbook or a cash book. I go only by debit and credit. So when I starting balance is credit, and when I am taking up this entry as unrepresented credit, what is that then I should do? Whether I should add or deduct?
Deduct.
Deduct. Very good. Now, Manimala, can you just try this? She received a check of rupees 5,000, which was recorded in her cash book, but forgot to deposit into the bank. In which book this item is seen? Manimala, are you there? Manimala, are you present? Manimala is not there. She is out of coverage. Yes, Soumya, could you tell in which?
Yes.
Yes, in which book it is appearing?
Uh, uh, Second one only, no, sir.
Yes, second
Cash book.
cash book. Which side of the cash book this item is appearing?
Debit side.
Right, debit side. How do you call unrepresented?
Unrepresented debit.
Okay, when your starting balance is credit, what is that you should do?
Unrepresented debit should be added. Unrepresented debit should be added.
Right. A check of rupees 22,000 deposited by her has not been cleared yet. Yes, Aravind, where this item will appear? Cash book, which side? How do you call? What is that you should do? Add. Yes, Shreya, could you tell what is that we should do for item number 4? Gupta deposited an amount of 15,700 in her bank account, which has not been recorded by her in the cash book. That means Mr. Gupta deposited directly into Namrata's account. It is appearing in the passbook, but no entry in the cash book. In which side of the passbook this item will appear? Credit side. Very good. How do you call? Deduct. Very good. Item number 5. Bank has credited an interest of 1,500 while charging 250 as bank charges. Yes. Sanjana, could you tell that there are two items that you have, an interest which got credited and 250 for bank charges got debited? Come on.
Sir, interest, both will be appearing in the passbook.
Very good. 1500, which side of the passbook it will appear?
Debit side.
You are just not understanding it properly, my dear. Bank has credited an interest of 1500 in the passbook. Receipts will be booked on the credit side of the passbook. Am I right? Bank charges of 250 is a payout that will appear on the debit side of the passbook. Are you understanding?
Sir, bank charges, how is it payout for the bank?
Okay, as far as the bank account is concerned, he is holding the account on our behalf. So our banker who is acting as an agent will be receiving the interest in our account. This item will be credited. They themselves had given. No. Are you understanding? This item will be appearing in the passbook credit side. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Have you understood?
Yes, sir.
Then, while bank charges of 250 is a charge, that means they will be debiting to our account. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So, unrepresented credit of 1500, what is it we should do? Add or deduct? When your
Deduct.
starting balance is credit balance?
Deduct.
Deduct. 250, unrepresented debit. What is that you should do?
Add.
Add. That's all. Matter over. So, when you do this with care, you will get the answer right. Okay. Now, what task I am going to give you? Rectification illustration 6, 7, 8 you got to complete. Baki sab bank reconciliation you have to complete. Now I given you the key. What and all to add and what and all to deduct I conveyed to you. How many more illustrations that you have? Till 11, huh? See, I have done only 2. That is example illustration 2 and 3 only I have done. Rest of which you got to do and submit this on Thursday. Right. One day I'm just providing for rectification, one day for bank reconciliation. See, as far as from my side is concerned, bank reconciliation is over. This is what I will tell. There is nothing more that you have in this. This is what I was just telling you in the last class. So when you know how to handle, you don't require 10 problems to know about this. But for practice purposes, you have got to know. Okay. Thank you. We will be meeting tomorrow for the first 9 to 9:30 to 12 law class. Thereafter, it could be mathematics or it could be accounting. I will tell you tonight or tomorrow morning. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, sir.
Thank you, sir.